everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. This week's matchup featuring two teams who both came away with wins a week ago and know it should be a good battle today. It's the Eagles going up against the Seahawks. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. On the return now, it's Josh Huff. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
He didn't have as many throws or plays in college as many of the quarterbacks that were coming out in the draft, but he maximized what he had. Ended up winning 2 national championships as a starting quarterback at North Dakota State.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Now they go screen. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it a 2nd down. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
On the ground, the first carry for Ryan Matthews. And right away, he lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolded.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And left side here, it's Graham. And he's blocked down after a good game. It goes as a pickup of 23. And that'll be good for a Seattle first down. And good to see Jimmy back out there moving okay after the ruptured patella in Week 12 last year. You've dealt with that injury, haven't you?
I have, and let me tell you, you know that expression, I feel your pain? I felt Jimmy's when it happened. Now, mine didn't happen quite the same way his did. His happened in the line of duty. He was playing in a game. For me, I was just coaching. And went up to try and catch a pass. Poof. I think for me, it was just mainly age. For him, he was actually playing.
But good to see him back out there healthy. Here's Thomas Rawls with his first carry. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Thomas Rawls hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And out come the Eagles. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, if they're out there, we'll see if they can pick those things back up.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Wentz now on 1st down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Wentz to throw. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. And he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 5, and it's a 2nd down. And the tight end, Zach Ertz, is key in this offense as we get a look at the starters.
Comes out of the factory known as Stanford, which keeps putting out tight ends. Zach Ertz, one of the better ones we've seen in recent years.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. They come up in an offset eye. Throwing is Wentz. Surveying the field. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. And a look at Seattle's defense.
Michael Bennett is one of the best pass-rushing defensive linemen in the game. Normally plays defensive end, but when they go to those nickel packages and he works inside, look out, offensive guards. You got a problem.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
So now it's 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's in. Front Eagles touchdown. Ryan Matthews, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. To return, this is Doug Baldwin. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. All right, this is a guy that needs no introduction to the league. He has been around quite a while.
And it's good that they have him, because when he looks around his huddle, he may not have guys with the same experience he has, maybe some of the youngsters, and his veteran leadership should help them along the way.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
Plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On second down, Rawls. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
That play almost seemed like a baseball play. See ball, hit ball. But in this case, see guy with ball, tackle guy with ball.
Third and long, it's Wilson. He's got time. Look at the time. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
So on fourth down, here's the Canadian-born punter, John Ryan, to kick it away for Seattle. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Taking on the midfield logo. Not good at all. Punt him just 24 yards there. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. On second down, Ryan Matthews. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
That throw has to be a quarterback's dream, doesn't it? Big tight end, curling in the middle of the field, so it's great sight lines for him. And when they show their numbers back to the quarterback, when they sit down right there, that should be pitch and catch.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. The Eagles take over the football. And defensively, they were ready for that. A full-on blitz on fourth down, and they stop them short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
Pass interference, defense.
So a pass interference here, and this is obviously a call we see all the time, but for the defender, it's becoming almost impossible to play defense in some of these situations.
You're trying to play through the receiver to the football. If there's any contact at all before he gets there, those officials will throw the flag and call interference.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's the offense. Certainly some threats on this offense, and one of them that they target is Doug Baldwin.
Not only does he do a nice job catching the ball downfield, he's also a tremendous blocker that helps unleash the running game.
second down. Here's Wilson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Third down, 15 yards still needed. From the gun on third down, Wilson. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And the Seahawks defense working their way back out onto the field. And an important stop in a tight game their last time.
Always important to stop them. We know that. But as you noted, in a tight game, so much more critical to get it done, and that's exactly what they did.
And they'll be trying to do that once more here. We'll see who wins the battle. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9. And you would have to think an obvious passing situation here on 3rd and 9. Now Wentz on third down. Then he hits his man, Matthews. 30, 10, 5, touchdown, Philadelphia. Jordan Matthews, 85 yards. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there. No,
because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. Now Sturgis on to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. At the end of one, it's the Eagles with the early lead. We'll be back to Seattle right after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken short. You can't bring him down.
The weight room does work. Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
There's a good push to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
It's caught. Lockett. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Throwing again here, Wilson. Complete outright to Kurz. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
First down, this is Rawls. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
They go again with Rawls. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just want
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Connor Barwin, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
This will be a touchback. Last year would have come out to the 20. This year they'll move it out to the 25-yard line. And now the Eagles offense back out onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
Left side caught by Matthews. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
As if he didn't have enough to think about on that route, the comeback route, coming back to the football and catching it, he tried to make sure he toe-tapped and kept himself in bounds.
And that was spectacular, but on the comeback route, maybe a little easier to deal with the sideline since you've got better vision of it?
I think that's a great point because you should know exactly where you're going and know how much space you have and make sure you get your feet down. But, yeah, coming back to the football, I like it. Good vision.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Finding time. And this is Ertz with it, right side. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Now Donnie Jones, an original 7th-round pick of the Seahawks, on to punt it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, the all-pro returner. And now the up man has it. It's a fake, and he will not make it. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here, they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here. They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense in the right spot. Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14. And a big run there against the worst rush defense in the league. They're number 32 of 32.
And they're ranked that for a reason. And we're really not surprised to see a big run occur against them, are we?
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Wilson going to give to Rawls. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And Hauschka's kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now, 14-13. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Remain here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first. And quickly, they get to the line. Throwing on first is Wentz. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. Give him 11 on the gain there. And that leads to a Philadelphia first. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes?
Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he connects with Ertz. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. From the red zone now, Wentz. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Looking left side, he's got it, complete. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And he hits his man, Matthews. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. Now Wentz again, and this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jordan Matthews as the first half is winding down, and the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played with the analytics, there's going to be a lot more of going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
And this kick is no good. Misses the PAT, a mistake there, and this remains a 7-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. It's a very short kick, taken by an up man. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. On first down. He's got time in the pocket. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And it's 3rd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to float this one into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action.
The Eagles have been the better team, though, and will try to maintain the lead in the second half. All right, let's roll those moving pictures. Eagles with the football early first. On the run, the ball comes loose. He takes off and ends up picking up 20 yards on this run. Offense on the field now after the fumble. They'll go to the ground and pound here, and he'll go in from 16 yards out. They strike first in the half. Eagles have it at the 2. Matthews going to take it up the middle, and he capped off the long drive with a touchdown. Eagles tie it up at 7. Late in the first quarter, Jordan Matthews found on the quick pass, and he'll win the sprint to the end zone. That takes the lead up to 7. Eagles have it at the 4. Matthews able to get open here, and it's going to be caught for the touchdown. That puts them up by a touchdown. So that's it for us at the EA Sports Studio. We'll go back now to Seattle for the start of the second half.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I've heard my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day, get the blocker away, and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. On third down, Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go... all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. Now Wilson on second down. And Graham's got it over the middle. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. There he goes left side. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room where they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Point after now from Sturgis. And the lead is up to 14. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Eagles defense. They work their way back onto the field. They've got the lead here as the second half begins and looking to set the tone.
I used to love those types of halftimes because you knew what was coming. When you're winning, coaches are usually a little more aggressive with you and telling you what you did wrong. But because you're winning, it kind of rolls off your back. So you just go back out and play the same way you did in the first half, trying to shut them down.
Looking to do more of the same. Rolls the lone man in the backfield. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really, at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now, as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
False start, offense. Still second down.
Following the penalty, it's Rawls. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a third down. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
It seemed like the situation was second and a mile to go for a first down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a third down.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Eagles take possession. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in this.
Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dorial Green Beckham with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Now Sturgis on to add the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Thomas Rawls getting ready to go here on offense. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Jermaine Kearse, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Now, he's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. If you turn your head for a second, your concentration wanes.
Bye-bye.
He just takes off and goes, and I think that's what we just saw there.
And he's able to put it through. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. Here's Huff to return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And the Seahawks defense heads back out there now. And with this deficit, let's be honest, it's time for them to get a stop.
And partners, you understand very well from our time together and visiting with coaches, defensive coordinators tend to be a little more emotional, a little more high-strung than others. I have a feeling that that speech came out about taking a stand and bowing up in this possession.
Yeah, that's where this word pride comes out, right?
In a big way. That was a good, strong run there. While one picked up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run, They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues. 2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Earl Thomas, a defensive guy that can make things happen.
Arguably the best center fielder in the game today. He patrols the middle of the field with speed and with fuel.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
They stay on the ground, rolls again. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
He's got Curse, and he's going to go out of bounds at the 30-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you at important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jimmy Graham, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Here's Hauschka for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And he'll take this one only up to about the 21. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. 3rd down now following the run.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time.
And he loses the football a 2nd time. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 56 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Ryan Matthews, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
So both offenses come to life here in this third quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken very short. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. So as you see the numbers, a very uncharacteristic start, but he's been more characteristic as of late.
And usually we're seeing a very good start out of him because, let's face it, he's one of the best out there. But when he does have a start, as we just saw, would you call it uncharacteristic? You know mentally he's not that worried about it. He knows how good he is and figures he's going to get back on the beam real fast. It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
Baldwin with it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
There's Wilson to throw. He gets it to Baldwin. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be a second down. Again, Wilson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Throwing again here, Wilson. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone.
when you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield, a really nice pickup.
That'll go as a loss of 5. Wilson to give to Rawls. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the run there. It'll be 2nd and 13. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. The busy afternoon continues for Rawls. And he's brought down. That one goes for 16 yards and sets him up 1st and goal.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
1st and goal, they'll look to Smith. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. C.J. Procise, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. And this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Unable to complete it to Green Beckham. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
That's so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 2nd down following the run.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
When the coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the 4th quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football.
The tackle there by Richard Sherman. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Here we go now. Boom, landed.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Green 39! Green 39!
Time running out here on the play clock. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. The big fella. He's at the 40. 20. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And now they're in the hurry up. Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And now it's 4th down.
I have to say that was a surprise call on 3rd and inches. I thought they'd try and run the football there, but you got to believe they thought they'd surprise the defense and pick up something downfield. But that one goes incomplete.
Here we go with Rawls. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Thomas Rawls with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Love the excitement we've got going here. They just scored the touchdown. They're down by 1. How much fun is it now to figure out the possibilities? Kick the extra point and tie it. Go for 2 if they're really feeling in a gambling mood. What do you do in this situation?
Think you kick the PAT.
Yeah, I do too. Kick it, get my defense.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Let's discuss now this performance as it relates to the last one. You know, a week ago, and we saw it. Some pinpoint accuracy. He's displaying that again.
That was a fun film session for us, wasn't it? Able to kick back and watch him work. And what we saw was a confident leader, a guy in control, making excellent throws at times. And he's brought that with him in this ball game as well. And I'm starting to think that he's starting to feel like, yeah, I've got this thing down pat. And I think the team will come along with him.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
All right, here we go.
Wins to throw. And that's off the mark, incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And now it's 3rd down.
That's just flat out a terrific play because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
Throwing his Wentz, surveying the field to the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch, gets his feet down, sets up a 4th down and short situation. I bet we're wondering, why didn't he get to the 1st down marker running his route? Am I correct?
You got to know where the marker is, right?
Got to figure it out. I know every receiver's taught that. Sometimes circumstances.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So it'll be 1st down here after the run. Now this time, Wentz will throw. And that'll be incomplete. He was looking to hit Ryan Matthews there out of the backfield. And that'll bring up second down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call him running back.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Carry for Thomas Rawls. And he's going to find his way forward here for a modest gain. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. Here comes the D swarming to the line. They come out here in the I. On 3rd down, Procise. And he is going to lose yardage here. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. So it's all going to come down to Stephen Hauschka. This from long, very long range. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And that changes everything here in OT.
Amazing, isn't it? Because would you have even thought that we get to overtime after what we witnessed for 4 quarters?
Not at all.
And have 0 points on either side? Not a chance, right? And somehow it happened. We always talk about making adjustments. Maybe both defenses took 4 full quarters in order to get an adjustment. Got 1 good period in for both defenses, and now they go home. You buying tonight?
I thought it was you. I did last week. I did the last 2 weeks.
I was trying to go for 3.
Dinner on you, my good.
Trying to go for 3.
Nothing between these 2 teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. They go play action here on 1st down. His throw incomplete.
Holding offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play.
4 down.
Now Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. And now a 1st down following that long gain. now. Wilson on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Second and 10. It's Wilson to give him 3 on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down. Still in search of the first down after that last completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
One receiver left, 2 to the right. On first down, Wilson. And this is caught at the end. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. We needed extra time to decide this one. The rushing score and OT finishes it off, but all throughout, really just a great game to witness.
I agree, and the whole time we were watching and working on this game, I had it in the back of my head. We could get to overtime. Just the way this game went, the ebb and flow of it all. And then to get there and finish it what I would call an old school way, a running play, because in today's NFL, we throw the ball to ring the bell, don't we?
Not there. They ran it in. And again, just a great, great game that we bore witness to. That'll do it for us.